Hey, what's up, you guys? My name is Wolf, and welcome back to LEGO Arts. So, in the last episode, we wrapped up everything on the God of War Ragnarok project, which turns out really great. I'm super proud of that. And for this episode, we are doing kind of a showcase and review video, covering over some minifigures from Marvel's Spider-Man 2. So, reason why we're doing a review is because I finally got in these minifigures, these Spider-Man minifigures that were made by Jin Customs. So we have Peter Parker Spider-Man and Miles Morales Spider-Man. And for the showcase portion, I figured we can go ahead and also include the Raptor minifigure on the Venom figure that I've had for quite a while now. I am still working on my own Spider-Man customs for a future showcase, but when these minifigures came in, I really wanted to do a video to sort of like give a full review on them and share my thoughts and opinions on them. I often don't get like custom minifigures like these, mostly because they're pretty expensive. Like, I think both of these guys went close to about like $200 just combined. And that's without like the added accessories that came in with them. But overall, like these just look so awesome and so well done that I really wanted to get these guys. So, as you guys know the drill, well, are similar part of the drill, we're gonna take these minifigures first, like do the review portion of this, and then we're gonna go to the custom minifigure itself, explain the process, how it works, and then go from there. So, without further ado, let's get the pedestal out and get the showcase on the road. So to start off for the review portion, here we have the Advanced 2.0 suit on Peter Spider-Man. Now, right off the bat, they did a phenomenal job at capturing the overall design for the figure. And the figure, like, this whole thing is pad printed, and it looks clean and perfect and really well done. So Jin Customs did an amazing job at that. Here we have also over here, we have the packaging that came in with this figure. So we go ahead and just turn it over a little bit. So as you can see here, when you order this figure, it comes in this box. In this box here, as you can see, Jin Customs and Jin's 3-year anniversary, which I love the Sam Raimi style Spider-Man logo for that, and that for the 3 shape. I think it suits up very well. We also got this little title, this collector's card here. Here at the top, it says this statement: "We just use Lego bricks. This product is not produced by Lego, and we love Lego." Sort of like to sort of avoid confusion in case people were wondering, like, is this an actual minifigure? Not entirely, but regardless, it looks really well done. And down here underneath, you can see it's numbered 91 out of 95, which probably meant I just managed to get one of these before they went on a stop. Like, custom figures like these, another reason I don't get them is that they sell out like they go out like wildfire. But a cool little attachment is that on the front here we can see the collector's just bit, but on the back we get this custom nice design, on a Lego spoof of the Spider-Man PS5 casing, which looks really awesome. Like, I think they did a great job at this, and you can see like some bonus accessories that came with it. And with it is the Venom, the Venom symbiote, coming out of the right arm, the left arm for it. This was like an added bonus as an accessory pack, but it was like an additional $40, I believe. And at the time I only had enough like just to get these two, so I didn't get the accessory pack, but it still looks insanely well done. And then regardless, now moving back over here, with the rest of the figure. For the rest of the figure, some additional sets that come with it. It did come with at least the robotic spider leg pincers, which are really cool. Like, as you can kind of see, these are actually magnetically attached to the figure. There's a magnet inside the torso or so, and it's pretty cool. So this way, it can like fit onto the figure seamless. And in case if you don't want it on it, you can go ahead and remove it, and you can get and you still get the rest of the figure to really see the full capability of it. And it's really well done. It's an awesome like additional piece. And back in with the pincers, they do have some articulation with them. I don't believe these are breakable, but it is recommended to be careful with them, like just in case. But you can pose these, make them look wider or more precise, just to really give a cool overall pose for the figure. Now onto the rest of the figure itself. Like I said, this whole thing is pad printed, which is really great, and I love as an added bonus is that it's got printing on the sides, and even if we do some articulation here, it's got printing inside the legs. Which is a nice additional bonus. I always love customs like these, is that they generally don't have to go the entire mileage of it, but when they do, they pull off really great. So it's really well done. And it also got these interesting like little glove tops to them to sort of represent the padded knuckles that Spider-Man has in the game. It's an interesting approach. So I think it looks pretty good. Pretty good. It does kind of make it a little bit bulky, especially on the top of the hands, like you can kind of see it. But I'm letting that, but I let that slide because again, this just looks really well done. And it's very seamless. It's seamless. Like this figure has full articulation. None of the printing is chipping off or in any way, shape, or form. The overall design perfectly captures how this figure would look like in Lego format from the game. And overall, it's just really, really well done. Well done. And honestly, the head is at least giving me ideas to potentially go back and repaint my own custom Spider-Man head. It's definitely gonna be that way for Miles, which I'll explain that in just a jiffy. Moving on with the review, here we have Miles Morales' updated suit, and just like with the last minifigure, really well done. This looks really amazing. Got pad printing on it that's seamless and clean. The articulation, it moves around, and it doesn't ruin the detailing in the slightest. It's just overall really amazing. So some of the stuff that I definitely am getting inspiration from this one is the overall webbing on the mask. So just to show you a sneak peek on with my Miles minifigure figure in the works is that you can see that the webbing sort of difference is that it looks like in the webbing on this one it's a little bit more wide, especially towards the back. And in this one, I kind of tried to do that, but it didn't really turn out so well. So I'm definitely going to be going back and fixing this up. But moving on with like some cool details that I love about this is that you could kind of see underneath the webbing on the mask and the webbing on the torso. You could see like some little subtle detailing on the black for like the base black underneath, which I think is pretty cool. It is cool, like a little additional detailing to it. And down below, you can see of like the printing, and the printing is like in black to sort of outline some of the extra detailing that's went into the suits. That really helps. And it helps sort of differentiate between this one and the Miles Morales suit, and the Miles Morales classic suit that we got from the previous game, which was something that I talked about during the Let's Plays that I had a hard time differentiated between the two. So I love that we actually get to see the clear difference between them. And as you can see, as a bonus accessory for this one, it's got the new blue Venom power for this one, which I think is pretty cool. And I think it's pretty cool. Like you can see, it's a clip on with the hand, so that way you could raise up the hand and you can do like the Venom punch. It's easily removable, so if you want to like display this thing without the piece, that can go ahead and work. Again, the custom glove tops on the top that are an interesting approach. Don't hate them. I don't hate them. It's just a little interesting attention to detail to it. The bonus accessories that would have come in for this one would have been, I guess, a second lightning bolt for the other hand, and also the custom web wings. Some web wings that we get to play around in the game. But again, like I said before, that those costed like some additional money to it, and I only had enough for this and for just the 2 minifigures. And as a little sort of bonus, turning on for the overall display box, and as we can see, it's pretty much the same as the last minifigure. This minifigure, we got a collector's card, number 91 out of 95. The statements, the packaging for it. And for which I do love the difference, how to differentiate between the two is that it's just with their masks and also like their iconic logos. And I forgot to mention on the back of this one, it's also got the custom PS5 cover for this, which I think is just a nice additional bonus for it. And overall, like looking at this as well as for the Peter Parker Spider-Man minifigure is really awesome. Again, I often don't get customs like these because they're really hard to collect and pretty expensive. But when I do, they're always worth it because it's just so amazing to see like the amount of work that really goes into these kinds of minifigures and overall. Now moving on to the showcase portion, here we have the Venom figure. Now this character I have had for nearly 2 years now that I've been waiting to showcase this guy in full. So for those of you who don't know, I got this figure ages and ages ago, back from Inputbrick, formerly Nate's minifigs, did a release on this Venom character and 2 of the Batman kits that I managed to get both the kits and this figure. And for a long time, I've had this figure in storage because I wanted to work on this particular minifigure for the Spider-Man PS2 game after we saw the first trailer for it. And after seeing it, I was really pumped and excited to do it, and wanted to paint up like this minifigure for for the showcase for that one. So overall, I've just had this thing like just sitting on the shelf for again nearly 2 years, and 2 years, and just waiting for the day to do it. Now, honestly, after the game has been released and after playing it a bit, it's clear that Venom in that game is more equivalent to a big fig figure. So obviously I'm gonna be making the second Venom figure, but I still wanted to at least use this figure for something like this, because again I've had it for so long, and I really love the design and wanted to incorporate it on for this particular figure. So now that that's out of the way, the overall approach for him is really cool. Really cool. Like, I think this took some inspiration from MGF Customs Venom figure, and figure that. For those of you who don't know, he used a Lego figure that I think it was like from Ninjago or something. There was a specific name for them, but they're like figures that are slightly larger than an average minifigure. And he sculpted his Venom off of that. And the design actually still holds up to this day. Like, it's a pretty cool approach, and works out pretty well. So to give you a size comparison, obviously he is way taller. Like, an average minifigure goes up to about the torso or so. So he's up, and so it's obviously way bigger and way taller. And you can kind of see on the legs, I slightly had to put them at an angle, just to put this thing on a pedestal. Still, because honestly, like, this thing is a bit too wide, and it can't fit averagely on a Lego base. But thankfully, it still fits on pretty good enough. So some of the bonus stuff that I like about this character is the head. And the head overall design is really cool. And some of my favorite parts about it is that the tongue and the mouth are actually removable. So we go ahead and remove the tongue, and remove this lower jaw. You can see that inside the head, they're connected with via micro magnets, and it comes in with a second jaw. And this way, if you wanted to give a look and like what he's like without the tongue sticking out, this is sort of like the vicious smile that he's got on. Unfortunately, when I was applying the micro magnets for this one, I accidentally, I think, misaligned one of the magnets. So the mouth, so the jaw fits in for the most part, but it's definitely one of those cases for where I basically had to remove the head and just shove the mouth into it to keep it in place. So it's not perfect, quite as perfect as I was hoping it to be, but it still does give off like the overall representation. And since the tongue isn't in the way, we could go ahead and look at the spider symbol itself. So this was primarily the main reason I was waiting for so long to work on this figure. Like, again, for Spider-Man 2, and painting the spider on actually took a bit of a process to do. I went back and forth to try and figure out how to put it on. I considered sticking just to print it off a picture of it, but I couldn't get it to work, or just cut, and also like cut out the symbol itself without making it look very wonky. I tried painting it a couple of times, and it came out. The final result came out good, but the previous versions definitely took a lot of repainting all the way around. And with the hands, we can actually have some articulation in them, like pull them up. They are a little bit loose, but neither of them are in the threat of popping off, thankfully. So that's a good case over there. But I made sure to try and keep the symbol connected overall, from going from the back all the way to the front, and keep it as accurate as possible for the overall design of the character. And by the final results, it actually turned out pretty good. Now, obviously, I'm going to be updating with a new version of Venom, especially with the new custom piece that Brick Affliction is working on, and I think is going to be releasing it either by the end of this year or the start of next year. But either way, I'm definitely going to be using that Venom for the official Spider-Man 2 showcase. But regardless of that, this still turned out pretty good, and I'm pretty proud with how this turned out. So that's going to do it for this episode of LEGO Arts. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and again, as I keep saying it, these customs by Jin Customs just look so phenomenal. These are really well done, really well graded, and perfectly made. I love the additional PS5 game covers for them. I think it's a nice, fun detail, and overall, just really well made. They did also do a black Spider-Man suit for this release, and I think they're still working on their designs for their own Venom figure. But as I said, when I was purchasing these guys, I only had enough just to really get these two, so I wasn't able to get the black suit. But I'm honestly okay with that. I already have a solid idea on how I want to approach them for the black suit on that one. And this definitely has given me some ideas and some stuff to work off of for my own Peter and Miles minifigures figures in the future. I'm especially going to be repainting Miles' head as I said, for the Venom figure, as I said before, like, I'm happy that I'm able to finally, like, showcase this figure as a whole, but I will definitely be remaking Venom and Venom for the official showcase. So, for the official showcase, I posted before, we're going to be doing Miles and Pete. We're also going to be doing the black suit, the anti-Venom suit, the Wakanda Forever suit, because I think it just looks really cool. Cool. I am actually thinking of making like Miles's evolved suits. Yes, despite the fact that I wouldn't call it terrible, but there's definitely room for improvement. I still want to make the figure mostly just because, and definitely also going to be doing a new updated Venom. So those will most likely be, if I don't get it around to doing it by the end of this year, those will most likely be probably my first showcase for next year. But overall, that is gonna be it. If you guys want to keep up with some updates from Jim Customs, I'll include their Instagram in the description below, so you can check them out. They're currently working on some Guardians of the Galaxy minifigures, as well as some other Spider-Man related minifigures, and overall, just do an amazing job. So be sure to check that out. If you want to check out like some of my other projects that I've done with like the God of War Ragnarok projects that I've been working really hard at, as well as like some other stuff like Bendy and Ink Machine, FNAF, Power Rangers, and a bunch of other stuff. You can check it all out on my LEGO Arts playlist, and consider subscribing to the channel, because the more we grow, the more it helps us like grow and expand, and able to do some more fun stuff. But overall, that's gonna be it. So, if you guys want to see more videos like this in the future, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell for notifications. It really helps us work on live plays, like products, and make lots of fun. So overall, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, hit that like button, come on over to the subscribe, or try to do follow me too. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time in the next video. Goodbye!